Organizations win championships. A Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.
OWC on 312 is here, and we are in studio. So now that you can see him, I want you to be mad at him when he's picking at his beard and playing with his
Picking
face.
at my crack?
No, just because
That's what I thought you were saying.
He's growing this out because he's trying to look older and wiser. So good luck to him. Welcome to your Chicago Bulls podcast here as we look at the Tankathon standings. The Bulls are 29-42. Milwaukee is 29-42. They're sharing.
Don't you have a read?
The 408 winning percent. I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I thought you were doing it. I thought you were starting with that.
Well,
but...
I am going to do that, but I just want to get the propers out of the way here. By the way, Cody Del Mendo, our producer.
Yeah.
That 29-42. The Bulls are coming off an absolutely insane home victory.
That was so much fun, though.
You know what? Okay, we'll get to that. So we'll start there. But first, let me just make sure that you are aware of what's going on at MyBookie right now. Because not only are they in the middle of the Madness Bracket contest, they're celebrating 100,000 followers on Instagram with another $10,000 in prizes. So whatever you can do, your knowledge of basketball can be turned around right now at MyBookie. Turn it into bankroll. If you're going to be in this, now that we're headed to the Sweet 16, there's all kinds of opportunities here, a panoply of wagering choices for you, and perhaps a plethora of piñatas.
Oh my God.
As well. What? That if you have... What?
I can't with you.
You have no choice but to with me, whatever you can't with me. MyBookie is where you go when you want to bet parlays, you want to bet money lines, you want to bet in-game when the lines move, like we did in the Bulls game. Bulls were up 20.
Yeah, you owe me $1 or something.
I owe you $1. I do.
Or we play golf on Saturday. One or the other.
It's not just about picking upsets and just talking trash in the group chat. Turn your knowledge into bankroll. Go to mybookie.ag right now. You are armed with the promo code OWC. That's your promo code at MyBookie. OWC for Organizations Win Championships. Your first bet's covered up to $500. If it misses, you can activate a bet back bonus token and you can run it back. The madness only comes once a year. Don't just watch it, win from it. MyBookie.ag. Register, deposit with the code OWC only at MyBookie. So he's Jason Bernstein. I'm Dan Bernstein. I will admit the outcome was incomprehensible and awful, but that game,
I enjoyed it so much.
Was a blast.
I also think that part of the reason why we enjoyed it so much was because we had such shitty college basketball all weekend, and there were too many white guys on the floor, and in the stands for the Sweet 16. It's going to be Iowa versus Nebraska, and we're going to have to watch that.
Yeah, there's a lot of corn left.
There's a lot of corn. It's the Corn
Iowa
Bowl.
State.
Iowa State, Illinois. I mean, there's a lot. There are a lot of Midwestern teams, and also I want to point out. Usually, when I'm in the studio, he'll put a little plan behind me on this whiteboard for what we're going to talk about, so he doesn't forget what we're going to talk about because his brain is old and withering. However, if we just take a gander.
You don't have to call attention to it. I just put it up there for fun.
I know you put it up for fun.
Am I wrong? Is it wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Is the label wrong?
The label is not the label is not wrong.
Okay.
However, did I or did I not come from you? Kind of.
Yeah.
I think you.
It's my fault.
It's entirely your fault.
It's my fault.
You were talking about your friend and how he has so much time for everything because he doesn't have kids, and then I look you dead in the face and I say, "Well, I didn't choose to be born. I think you decided that you wanted to have me. Although if you could go back and decide whether you wanted to have me or some other child, I think you would choose the latter."
Not necessarily.
Probably less expensive.
Yeah, but I could do a lot worse. If you're fishing for compliments, I could do a lot
wasn't,
worse.
but I'll take what I can get from you.
Yeah, you probably should. I'm glad that we're starting to see more attention paid to how this Bulls thing doesn't make sense. I want to call out Julia Poe and just shout out the work she's doing for the Tribune, because it sometimes seems like Julia Poe is there at press row. Like, is anybody watching this work at cross purposes here? Why are they winning? Why aren't they tanking properly? And Joe Cowley has been on it too with everything that's going on. Cowley wrote a great piece and like, what is Colin Sexton doing out there winning a game for you?
And why isn't Dillingham taking those minutes?
I don't know.
The things that I know you're not the biggest fan of Dillingham, and I still have hope for him, because I think he's developmental, and I think he's got some stuff you can't teach, especially with that speed.
Right.
You saw that spin. I forgot who he put that spin move on before the floater, and he put somebody on skates. That being said, I know you hate when I say that. I apologize. I like saying it.
Fine.
Go screw yourself.
Knock yourself out.
Anyway, Sexton is more likely to win you a game, and it shows by when he puts up 20 in the first half. And he's more than likely not going to be a Bull next season. Dillingham is more than likely going to be on the Bulls next season.
He'll also shoot you out of a game now, and you want that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a win-win. You give a guy who has some potential, some experience, rather than playing a guy who you know will get buckets and won't be here next season. It makes no sense to me. And this is no hate to Sexton. I love watching him play. I think he's a really fun player. I just don't think that he should be getting those minutes. I think it needs to be going to guys that are going to be more than likely going to be on the team next season, and also will help you lose. You look at what the Bucks are doing, how the NBA is literally forcing them to say, hey, you guys can't shut down Giannis right now because of the anti-tanking stuff. The Bucks are doing everything they can to lose because they realize with the possibility of Giannis leaving, why don't we lose and try to get AJ DeBonsa or Cameron Boozer or Darren Peterson, who I think we should have a conversation about, because there were some reports about him.
I called that, by the way.
You did call it, but there's a reason why. I don't know if you saw it. It's because he had full body cramps all season long. And he said that it was, for him, it was traumatic, and it took him.
So that was the mental component?
It started in September during boot camp or whatever they call it, where it's all conditioning stuff, and he had a lot of cramping all throughout his body, and his body would just tense up and kind of shut down.
And you know what that reminds me of?
I thought you were going to say Paolo Banchero when he lost 7 pounds a game at Duke, and he had to drink a special fluid.
I hate to say it. Do you remember Trey Burton on the Bears?
Yeah. Do
you remember what happened before?
Yeah, and then he was out for...
It was, and that was the double joint game that he couldn't play because, remember, he said his body locked up on him?
Yeah.
Remember how weird that was?
Yeah.
And nobody ever really understood it. But then he said he had to cut inflammatory foods out of his diet because his body would lock up.
Oof.
Remember that? And nobody
vaguely. I remember that his injury or his quote unquote injuries were kind of unknown, and he was having mental things happen,
which is real. But
it's
not knowing. It's not understanding.
I'm not blaming Peterson at all.
I'm not either.
And I feel bad for him, especially because of how talented he is, man. He had some moments in that game against St. John's. I know they lost, but when he wanted to, or if he was feeling up to it, he could just go right by a guy. We looked at it. You said, okay, do something. And he just...
Yep.
And we looked at
that's something. Thank you. Yes.
It was more than something. It was pretty special. And I don't know how it'll affect his draft stock. And maybe does that move Boozer up a little bit, just because you know how safe of a pick that is. And I'm kind of dreaming a little bit here. I'm sure if you catch my drift right now, Darren Peterson might have some cramping issues, and we don't know if he's right there. If the Bulls get 10th overall.
With the Bulls' reputation of handling medical issues?
Well, mental, they're pretty good with.
You know what? Good point.
I was going to say, with Andre Drummond, DeMar DeRozan, you mentioned this the other day.
Better. The Bulls are actually better at handling psychological and mental stuff than they are physical stuff.
Significantly.
They really are. Andre Drummond gave them a lot, and DeMar.
I would love to get Drummond on the pod, though. That would be awesome. We would have to wear the shirts.
I did talk to him.
Yeah, I
So,
know. And
yeah,
he said he would be on the
I
pod.
know,
This is
I
on
didn't
you.
follow up. It's on me. I got busy, and I'm sorry.
I'm sure he would at some point, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if he said he would, he would.
That would
And
be
he
awesome.
said, yeah, he said that would interest me. So he's just so fun.
One of
to
my
talk to.
friends
I just
actually
love
saw
him.
him at the airport one time the season before he came to the Bulls and got a picture with him and just it was actually Farron. And
really?
she's my height.
Yeah.
And he's 7 feet tall. And it was hysterical.
Well, he isn't just 7 feet tall. He's enormous.
He's a large man.
He is naturally a giant of a human being. But if obviously if Peterson's there, you take him. And I'm seeing Boozer. Are you seeing the stuff that I told you that I'm not as
He's clunky.
Not clunky. He's blocky.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He's not clunky as in Zion Williamson, like just kind of.
No, but even Zion's smoother than he. Like he. There's just something mechanical a little bit rather than naturally explosively athletic.
He's so smart though.
Yep.
And he's a ridiculously good passer. He's a good shooter. He knows where he is in space very well.
Yes.
His proprioception is great, which we were talking about Kevin Durant. So
that's elite.
Unbelievable.
That's
We got to
all-time.
talk about him in this episode.
What's to say? We're in it. You want to talk?
He's 40 or however old now.
Let me give one other college thought here about the depth of this draft.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the first round, this Braden Burries,
You love him.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's instinctive.
And he's tough. I just like the way he moves, and when you watch him rebound, I really like the
And
rebounding.
he's 6'4". He's not the biggest guy in the world.
No, but
That's what I'm giving him credit, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I've got a green arrow next to him in my mind.
But you don't want it to be that tournament guy that has a really good tournament and then
No.
gets taken too high.
Tyrus Thomas.
Exactly.
You don't want him to be a Tyrus Thomas.
Right.
And there's always those guys.
Walter Clayton last year, although he's an okay bench guy. The thing, he went 19th. He didn't go, top 10.
No, he didn't have some crazy late rise because
He kind of did. He wasn't supposed to be a first-round pick before the draft.
All right.
Because he was a senior already.
right now.
Burries is a freshman, so that makes a difference.
Yeah, right now, Burries or Wagler.
Wagler.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that to me is
I think there's
kinda-
more upside there.
All right. 'Cause
I like Wagler a lot. Another guy I like, I don't know if for the Bulls, just in the position that they're in, Yaxel Lendeborg is
Oh, yeah,
fun,
yeah.
man. He's a
Yeah.
good. I saw him play in
that's
person.
a high floor NBA guy, but
I
he's
saw
not
him
a
play
star.
in person when he was with UAB, and I just said, oh yeah, that's a player right there. He's a really solid player. He's kind of built like Boozer, and he's a little bit smoother than he is. The only thing
not
is
as strong.
not as strong, and he's 23, so. Yeah, he's a fifth year. He had he had 2 years in JUCO, 2 years at UAB. The only reason why he didn't go to the NBA last year was because of NIL. That's why he went to Michigan, is because he would have been a late first-round pick last year. He said, I'll just make more money.
Let's draw it back to the global Bulls look here right
Okay.
now. They're not losing the way they need to lose. Remain terribly confused by what Arturas Karnisovas' plan is, and we still have to
I think
read.
he's confused about his plan, too.
Well, yeah, but we got to read tea leaves here because Michael Reinsdorf doesn't say anything. We don't know what's okay and what's not. Here we are, part of the problem, saying, yeah, the Bulls, they should have lost, but oh my God, it was so much fun, and everybody's cheering, and I wonder, why are you cheering? Stop cheering.
I know.
Stop cheering. This is bad.
What is the term again when no matter what the outcome kind of sucks? There's a
Life. Right? Human existence. Pyrrhic victory? No, a Pyrrhic victory is when you win, but you actually lose.
Right. That's what it was. And that's the way it felt. It was nice to just watch a win. You kind of forget how fun winning is, which sucks.
Yeah, but God,
At least I'll say this, at least we have Caleb Williams, my guy.
And PCA signed.
Yeah, that
There you go.
was great.
You can add that to the list. But seeing Durant do Durant things like that and realizing that's a 40-year-old and appreciating the all-time greats who are finishing
He
up
gets
right
so
now.
much hate because he left for the Warriors in 2016 and he's not a real winner.
What?
He had to win with all these talented players. He's the greatest scorer of my generation, and I don't know if I think part of me is saying this because I'm young and I didn't see, Larry Bird and all those guys play. He's the most talented scorer I've ever seen, and it's not even a question. I'm not saying the greatest offensive player I've ever seen because, honestly, that is Nikola Jokic. And if anybody wants to fight me on that, feel free. He's the most valuable offensive player ever. Kevin Durant, his pure scoring ability, he's unstoppable. And Matas was saying at the end with KC after he just said, I don't know what to do. Because Matas wasn't playing bad defense.
No, he wasn't.
He played some great defense, and Kevin Durant just was incredible. And after the game, Kevin Durant held Matas for a second.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of just dapped everybody up, and he held Matas for a second and just said something to him. I don't know what it was, but I do want to talk about Matas a little bit. He's
then talk about it.
Yeah, his awareness of mismatches has really improved recently. When late in the game, was it last night or 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago?
Yeah,
2 nights ago. When he realized he had Reed Shepherd on him.
Bad.
Whoa. Oof. Matas said, okay. Stacey was saying, go at him. And as soon as Stacey said that, Matas just went to his left and just went right at him, made a clutch bucket, and kind of iced the game there.
I don't think Matas is a one on a champion, but I think he's
at his peak in 5 years. I don't think he's a one on a champion. I think he could if you get a star at some point within the next 5 years. Why couldn't he be the two?
I didn't say I was waiting to finish my thought.
Yeah.
If he absolutely maxes out his likelihoods and is at the highest range, he could be a second best player on a really good
Chris
team.
Middleton was?
I guess that's true, right?
Or Drew Holiday? Which one is
Probably
the number two?
Probably Drew Holiday on
yeah,
that
but
team.
number two scorer? Because Middleton was more of the scorer on that team.
What was the stat they gave about Matas Buzelis being on that all-time list?
150, like one of the
threes made.
It was 150 threes and 100 blocks in a season. There's some really good names on that list, and it was really interesting. And yeah, why not? We've said previously that he could be like when Andrei Kirilenko was at his best. That
All-star.
Yeah. Why couldn't that be Matas? Especially if he gets stronger.
If he could be that kind of defensive player.
Andrei Kirilenko was really good.
Yeah, I know he was.
Underappreciated. He would be great today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy you look at and say, oh, wrong era. Not quite like Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Ball knowledge. Ball knower right here.
If he is Andrei Kirilenko, yes, he could be the second best player in a champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know if Giddey's the number one. I don't know what's going on with him. I still think he could be really good offensively.
He actually, I will say where he's improved defensively, that he still isn't physical enough. He still refuses to get in the way of somebody who's got a head of steam. He's
unlike Leonard Miller when who was it that dunked on him? Was it Şengün?
Yeah.
No.
When Leonard Miller stepped right inside the
who dunked on him?
It was Şengün.
It was Şengün. Okay, yeah.
Who can barely get the ball over the rim, but he holds
player.
on. He holds on to the rim.
Good player.
Oh, he's better than a good player. He's
all-star.
He's sort of second level all-star, but he's pretty good.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about Giddey is he's finally closing out with a purpose. That when he remembers to close out, he's not just running out there with his hands going crazy. He's not doing the I'll throw a hand and pretend to go out there. He's actually making a closeout with a hand in the shooter's
because he's 6'8".
I know, but it's just effort. It's just understanding and effort and making that a part of your game.
And I'll also give him credit because he didn't have the greatest shooting night, but he I know the Bulls aren't supposed to win. I know. But in that situation, he came through when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll give him credit for that. And the fact that he's on a deal that's only $25 million a year, considering I think he's more valuable than that. If people are making $50 million in the NBA,
it matters how good your team is. It matters how good you're making your team.
I agree with that.
It's not in a vacuum.
I think he makes a team better.
Well, he and Matas are the guys. They told us that, and it's going to be built around them. Let me talk.
Unless you get the first overall pick.
Well, and
then you build around all three.
Still holding out hope, but we are seeing Billy Donovan's name discussed openly nationally as a possible replacement for Hubert Davis at North Carolina. And it would be a great hire. We know the guy won back-to-back national championships at Florida. We know he is a great college coach.
Does he want to put in the work?
He's a Hall of Famer. That's the question. Does he want out of here? And everybody's like, oh, he's got to get out of here. And I'm thinking, look, his life has been really difficult. His dad just died, and I think his mother-in-law, there's...
He might just need a year off.
Well, I don't think what he needs, and this is presumptuous of me, but while it looks like a great job to go be the manager,
it's a great idea on paper.
It is a ton of work.
What is it with UNC hiring, professional coaches that don't really want to coach professional sports anymore?
Well, Belichick wanted that job. If I'm Billy Donovan, I have to think long and hard about walking in there right now.
Well,
with those expectations,
I'll just say this: Belichick was not their first choice. You know who was UNC's first choice last year?
Summerall.
Yeah.
Well, he was a lot of people's first choice.
Well, that's why he's at Florida now.
I know. The issue is Billy's, his happiness or mental health right now with everything he's going through. He seems to want to kind of grind through this and coach through
that's
this.
exactly what I was going to say, is that because the college coaching job now with all the NIL stuff, there's so much going on, and I would say it's probably more stressful. Do you think that might have him, he would just say, oh, this will take my mind off of everything and all that? And I just hope the best for him. And he gets disrespected so much.
Billy Donovan does?
Oh, my God. By Bulls fans? They hate him. They hate him, and they think everything is his fault. It's not.
I don't at all.
I know you don't.
I don't know who you're talking to.
I'm not talking to anybody that thinks this because they're all dumb.
Okay.
It's Instagram warriors.
Oh, okay.
Just fire Billy Donovan. He can't coach a team. Fire AK first if you're going to fire somebody. And I'm not calling for them to be fired right now. Although it's not like they should have too many more chances after whatever the hell it's been, because it's been since 2020.
No, I'm really bothered by the commitment to tank, and then they let Colin Sexton score 20 points and a half. Like that
I'm not
to me,
and don't blame Sexton for this.
No, because somebody's got to go ask, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
what are we doing? What's the goal? And how are we doing everything to meet our goals right now? And
maybe they're just trying to get lucky like the Mavericks did last year after trading Luka Doncic and then missing the playoffs in back-to-back years after making the fucking finals with Luka Doncic. And you see what the Lakers are doing right now? Man, they look good. Mm-hmm. They're starting to put things together. And if LeBron keeps playing at a high enough level, that's all they need. And if LeBron gets that fifth ring, we gonna have to have a conversation.
The conversation's over.
No, I know. I think so.
It's already over.
I think
long over.
Most people don't think that.
Most people, like you say, are stupid.
Yeah.
It's wrong. You too, Del Mendo. Yes. Put your hand up in the air. Yeah.
I am stupid.
Yes, all right. And your mic doesn't work. So, mute your mic. You can come on and claim your own stupidity. Go ahead and do that. Jesus.
God, the pod is great when we're in studio.
How about Mac McClung, by the way?
Oh.
Can we give it up for Mac McClung?
59 points. G League all-time leading scorer.
The Crash Davis of the G League.
And the 3-time slam dunk champion.
You talk about being right and cannot play NBA basketball.
No.
Can't. That is so amazing. It is incredible to me that you would think the all-time leading G League scorer, guy gets 59 points, and he gets out on the NBA floor and looks like a child, like can't play.
What he should do is go to Greece or Serbia or something and become a fan favorite, because those games up there are like
too late.
World Cup games.
It's probably too late for him to do that. How old is he? 28?
No. Probably 26.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
27.
Yeah, go to Italy. Go to Spain.
Oh,
you'd be a god.
Oh, that's what I mean. China.
You'd be a god.
Yes. Like Jimmer Fredette. We mentioned him earlier when talking about his podcast with Retzloff. But
Jimmer Fredette is.
What was he? Shanghai Sharks? Is that right? I know that's the team that everybody knows, because if somebody sucks, then they'll just be like, "Oh, send them to the Shanghai Sharks." That was everybody was saying that about Ben Simmons.
Make a lot of money out there. There's a lot of fans. It's a hell of a life. You can get stuff taken care of. I would urge that Mac McClung does that.
Yeah,
at some point, because the NBA dream ain't happening.
I mean, he scored points in the NBA. You can tell his grandkids about it. Or if he wants to, he can try to get a two-way deal and make some good cash. But he'd probably get paid more overseas.
Yeah, and some of those countries are something tax-free.
Mm.
You start looking at the way taxation is, you end up keeping a lot more of your money, and they throw in all kinds of stuff. You know, the villa and the cars and servants. And,
I think people came here to not listen to you talk about taxes in other countries.
Well, yesterday I did a whole thing on Forward Progress about copyright law, so I know what's sexy. Trust me, I know what's hot. I know what pumps your nads, proverbially, or maybe actually, I don't even know. I also know that MyBookie is the place you have to be when it comes to betting on the NCAA tournament and the NBA stuff, because weird things happen around this time of year near the end of the regular season. If you really know what you're doing with NBA and you go to MyBookie and you look at their prop board and look at all these opportunities you have, there are chances here. People who really know this league know you can do that. So you are covered in basketball opportunities here. It's not just, picking upsets and talking trash about the tournament either. Turn your ball knowledge, Mr. Ball Knower. You can do that and actually make some money on it. Your money, not mine. So don't be risking any of my money. So
I already do that anyway.
You can go to mybookie.ag with the promo code OWC. And then your first bet is covered up to $500. Once again, everything lives at mybookie.ag. OWC, for organizations win championships, covers your first bet up to $500. If it misses, you can activate your bet back bonus token, and then you run it back like it never happened. The madness only comes once a year. Don't just watch it. Win from it. Only at MyBookie.
Does that pump your nads?
You know it, baby. But not like the Showdown.
No.
What?
I want to talk about Jaden Ivey.
Oh,
we haven't covered that yet. I think that's important to talk about.
Okay.
First practice back, he goes knee to knee. One, feel awful for him.
Yep.
I just feel terrible for him. And you look at that interview that he had, and he was talking about the old J.I. is dead.
Mm-hmm.
That was just really, that just seemed really depressed, I would say.
Depressive sounding.
Right, yeah. And we were talking about the Bulls' mental health staff. I don't know. And maybe he should talk to them or something. I feel awful for him. And if that trade, it really looks like AK screwed that up. They kind of dare I say, this is a huge insult. They might have Baltimore Ravens this one. And that's
ouch.
That's
ouch.
It's really concerning, because that when they traded for him, that was the trade where we were thinking, okay, that's a guy for the future. That's a guy that you want to build around.
Well,
or like part of
another thing
something.
We wanted to discuss. I think they might have gotten one of those guys in Leonard Miller.
Yes, thank you.
And
not quite the same as what we thought for Ivy.
Not a star, but you know what I realized Leonard Miller was or is?
What?
For how many years have we finished a Bulls game and said, God, I wish the Bulls had one of those guys? Like the other team's got a guy who's 6'9" or 6'10".
He's 6'10" and strong.
But like long.
But he's strong. He's stronger than people give him credit for. He can move people.
But for every time we've been pining for
get Matas on his weightlifting program or whatever.
One of those guys. Every time we're like, God, all these other teams have just guys off the bench. We'd be watching a Raptors game, and they keep coming in and keep coming in. Somebody you can when you want to switch screens, you can. Somebody who can not just patrol the baseline and dunk, but can hit a three every once in a while. A high effort, smart player. I just don't know how you play him and Okoro at the same time, because Okoro is going to be on the team.
Yeah, but who do you wait, pause, because if Billy leaves, and Billy loves Okoro.
Yes.
If Billy does leave, hypothetically, where does that leave Okoro? If the new coach is just,
we can't even. Let's deal with that later.
But what I was going to say is that for the future, I'd way rather have Leonard Miller. I think he's more upside than Okoro, and he's already not that much worse of a shooter.
Yeah, Leonard Miller is a very interesting prospect.
And what I was going to say is that trade was Dillingham, Leonard Miller in 2 seconds for Io and Julian Phillips, right? And I know Io, he's been remarkable for the Timberwolves. I don't know if you've seen what he's been doing. He's been averaging. So Edwards has been hurt. He's averaging 19 and 8 rebounds on like 51% from three, something like that. Maybe not that in the past 10 games or however many. He's been amazing for them. So, and for that team, getting rid of Dillingham, they needed to do that because Dillingham didn't have a role on that team, and they needed a guy to come in and play defense, be an actual, like a high value 3-and-D guy, like one of the best in the league, I would say, at that, because he's a really efficient shooter. He can guard multiple positions. Great player. Other than that, so if you just look at it and you take, because I think the main part of that deal was Io and Dillingham. Scratch that. Julian Phillips for Leonard Miller and 2 second-round picks. Leonard Miller is already leagues ahead of Julian Phillips.
He's better, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a better player.
I would say as good of a shooter and just more instinctive, stronger.
Longer.
Phillips is taller.
Yeah.
He's better. He's just straight up better. And I really, really, really like Leonard Miller. And I that's a guy that should stick around for a bit. And I want to see what he can do. They've been giving him increased minutes. Why wasn't he playing in those first few games when he was here? What the hell? I mean, maybe sit him so they just stop winning. But,
see, now you're torn again. Now you don't know the right answer.
No, not with him.
Yeah.
With Colin Sexton. With Colin Sexton, that's a guy I don't think should be playing 30 minutes a game. Leonard Miller, because he'll be on the team next year, okay, you want to see a little bit of that, you know?
All right, showdown time.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, hey,
What?
You stared at me as you did that. That was really uncomfortable. I didn't like that.
All right, you go first. Fire away, because I'm
very dangerous.
You go first.
Okay, mine's a bit interesting this time.
I'll decide.
So, all right. So since 2010, there are 6 teams where a player has recorded more than 90 games with at least 5 assists.
Oh my God!
But less than 10 points. However, they had for this question, that player had to do it as a member of that team. Does that make sense?
6 teams that have had 90 games with
6 teams where a player for that team has had 90 games with
5 assists.
5 assists and less than 10 points.
Oh God, I wouldn't even.
So I'll give you the teams.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Got Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
All right. So I want to see if you can get the player that has had at least 90 games with at least 5 assists and less than 10 points. And I'll just say this, and this will help you a lot because this is a pretty hard question. One of these players did it for 2 teams. So there's one player on this list twice.
Jesus. I don't even know where to begin with this. Since 2010? All right. It sounds like a Rondo stat.
Not Rajon Rondo for the Celtics. I don't think he was in Boston long enough. Well, he might have been, but he could have been on the Mavericks too.
Chris Dunn?
No. He was only on the Wolves for a couple of years because of the Zach LaVine trade.
I don't even know where to start with this.
Just think of passers that don't really score a lot. Or just guys that don't really score a lot but do other things on the floor.
JJ Barea? No, he's a scorer.
Good guess, but no.
Yeah, he's a scorer.
There's a lot of white on this list.
McConnell.
TJ McConnell did it for the Pacers and the 76ers.
Yep, okay.
125 with the Pacers, 98 times with the Sixers.
Ricky Rubio?
174 times with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So now you need 3 more players.
McConnell.
2 of these guys are still playing. One of them is not.
Is not playing for the...
The Warriors guy has done it 287 times.
287.
It'll make sense. A lot of sense.
I'm just trying to think of little setup-y guys.
Well, 287 times, that means he's been there for a long time.
Forever. So it's not Pajemski. It's not Jordan Poole.
He's currently there. He's still on the Warriors.
It's not Draymond.
It is
Draymond
Green. Think about it. He does everything except score.
Yeah, Draymond.
Yep. So you got two guys. So
I'm
Celtics
for
and
Boston
Mavericks
and Dallas.
The Dallas one is the hardest by a mile.
All right, and
you know who he is, and he's a Hall of Famer, but just didn't play there for all that long.
A Hall of Famer in Dallas who didn't play
since
there.
2010. Just think about that.
Jason Terry.
No,
he's not a Hall of Famer.
not Jason Terry.
It's Kidd.
Jason Kidd. 97 times with the Mavericks.
Kidd. All right, in Boston.
Yeah.
After Rondo, that would be like
no. It's probably the guard that was also there for 10 plus years. I think it started in 2013.
It's not Derek White. It's not.
Kind of like a worse version of Derek White, and was there for a long time.
Was he there with like the Horford?
Yeah.
I'm just not thinking of who was it.
Marcus Smart. Smart.
Yeah.
You should have that like with the clues I gave you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Is yours still better?
Yes.
Damn it.
Here's what I did last night.
I
you
really
know,
don't care.
Okay, so
you did this last night?
Yes.
Yeah, you showed Mom. I really think she cared a lot.
Because I had it looks
I
like
think
this.
she cared as much as the breadless shrimp.
It looks like this. And
do you want to explain the breadless shrimp?
No. So she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, trust me. I'm going to give you. I've taken Chicago. These are anagrams of names of Chicago Bulls.
Can I move the penis sign behind you?
This is anagrams of names of Chicago Bulls. I'm going to give the anagram. You tell me what the bull is. Okay.
Current?
Yeah, all current Bulls. Ready?
Yeah.
Jam the lens.
Jam the lens. LENS?
Mm-hmm. Jam the lens. If you can't get this one, we're in trouble.
I'm just give me a second.
Just rearrange the letters into somebody's name.
That's what I'm trying to do. Jam
the lens. If you can't get it like this, you did not get this.
Well, just give me a second. I just had my coffee.
I don't care. Like
jam the
I'm
lens.
trying to see if you got
okay,
this
well,
gene.
shut up.
I shouldn't have to shut up. It should automatically undo in your head.
I might be your son. I don't do things like that.
Wow.
That quickly.
Wow.
This kind of stuff takes me a second. Okay.
I thought math took you a second. The letter should do it. This should happen automatically.
Writing is fine.
All right.
Stop.
Jam the lens.
JAMTHE
LENS.
Is it just first names or
no,
just last names? It's full
first
names.
and last name. All right, we'll go back to that one.
Okay.
Boring Mad Hill.
Boring. Leonard Miller.
No.
Boring Mad Hill.
This is going to take longer than I thought.
I'm trying to think of guys with 3 L's in their name, in their full name.
All right, skip that one.
Stop. You got to give me time.
No, I don't. These should unscramble automatically.
No.
If you got the genes from me.
Well, I also don't have the letters in front of me. It's a little bit.
It shouldn't be. All right.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Non-toxic cell. SELL. Non-toxic cell.
Okay, this one I should get. Don't you dare skip it or say that you're going to skip it. Non-toxic cell. There's an X in the name.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of Bulls players that have an X in their name.
Non-toxic cell.
It's also tough because they traded for so many guys.
Yeah, they're all on the team right now.
Okay, just...
It's going to take too long.
No, it's not. Non-toxic cell. I'm going through the lineups in my head. Who has an X in their name?
All right.
No.
We're moving on to the next one.
No, we're not. Stop. Because this one I will get.
I thought this was going to take 30 seconds.
No, can you shut up?
Mr.
Please.
Brain cramp over here.
No, you have been
all right, you want
so
one?
Fond of rage baiting.
You want another one?
Sure.
All right, Joe Stern.
Joe Stern?
Which is actually the name of Grandma's father. So a current Chicago Bulls name anagrams to your great grandfather.
Only 8 letters?
Who was actually named
total.
Joe Stern. Yes. There are people listening to this right now screaming the answer,
and that's fine. For me. I need the letter.
Right,
Hold on? Can I get a piece of paper, please?
No.
Yes.
Later.
No, not later. This is your question. Right? So help me out here if you want me to actually answer these.
Here's a pen, schmuck bag. There's a piece of paper over there.
Thank you.
All right. The name. Write down Joe Stern.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Write that down. Tell me what Chicago Bull that is. Gee, this is all right. You suck.
Yeah, I do. I've never been good with anagrams.
Apparently.
Joe Stern.
Yes. What current Chicago Bull is that anagrammed? Okay, we're done. All right. I guess I spent all this time doing this. Okay.
I'm not good at anagrams.
That's Trey Jones.
Oh, that I should have gotten.
Okay, and non-toxic cell.
No, that one I'm not going to.
Okay, fine. We'll go back to this one. How about elder ramen oil? Elder ramen oil.
That's Leonard Miller.
Yes, that's Leonard Miller. All right, now jam the lens. Come on.
I'm guessing that starts with a J. All right. Jaden. Nope, not Jaden Ivey.
No.
Jalen Smith.
Yes, Jalen Smith is jam the lens. How about, okay. Tuba size slam.
Matas.
Yes, very good. Let's go back. Boring Mad Hill. Boring Mad Hill.
Boring. I'm thinking of guys with a B.
Boring Mad Hill.
Oh, it's obviously not Yabusele. I'm trying to think of guys with a B in their name.
Okay, well, write that down. How about this one?
Dillingham.
Yes,
Rob Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham.
Okay.
There you go. How about, hey, odd jigs?
Josh Giddey.
Yes. All right, try it again. Non-toxic cell.
That.
SELL.
Oh, SELL.
Yes, SELL.
I thought it was C.
No, there's only one C.
Okay.
It's callow. CALLO. Non-toxic cell.
Who has an X in their name?
All right.
Okay. No. You are not going to say a single other one
You've
until
said his
I get this
name
one.
10 times this show.
10 times this show?
Yes.
Oh, that's Colin Sexton.
Yes. Okay. You got that one.
When I
that one.
see it on paper, it really helps.
Okay.
And also knowing that S was...
Yes, fine. All right,
I
how
thought
about this
that was
one?
a C.
Here you go.
You should have specified Dingleberry.
All right.
You should have specified Dingleberry as well.
How about long, cheery abuses? Long, cheery abuses.
That's Gershon Yabusele.
That's Gershon Yabusele. Very good. How about I whack, I slam, trip?
W-H-A-C-K?
No, W-A-C-K.
So
I whack, I slam, trip.
Slam, trip. It's a new album. You heard it? It's pretty good.
Anything on that one? See, either they hit or they don't.
No, this one I'll get.
I whack, I slam, trip. Or Mill is a whack trip.
Mill is a whack trip.
Yep. Just change his hairdo. And you noted his new hairdo, and you said you like his new hairdo better. Yes.
Fourth overall pick in 2020.
Yes. I whack, I slam, trip. Patrick Williams. Okay. What else do we have here?
There's Joe.
You got Joe Stern.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. There's a couple of my favorites here. Well, first let's do Roach Hill Blanche. Roach Hill
I just
Blanche.
wrote it down.
Yep.
So there's another B. So
yeah, he didn't play very much.
He didn't.
He doesn't play very much. He should.
Lachlan Ulbrich.
Yes, that's Lachlan Ulbrich. Roach Hill Blanche. And now my two favorites. We will close out. Anus Geese. No. Anus Geese. No. Because anus geese are something you don't want, right? Because that would be bad.
Do you remember when I was a kid and I was chasing that one goose and it crapped right in front of me?
Yes. Anus geese, no.
Okay.
Who's that?
Oh, my God.
He's hurt.
He's hurt. Well, everybody's hurt.
No, he's hurt.
Well, it's not Zach Collins.
No, I didn't.
Jaden Ivey?
No, I didn't
That
do
is
anything with
not.
that. No. That's Noah Esenge.
All
right. And lastly,
I kind of forgot.
I know. Lastly, Sir Dick Ranch. What Chicago Bull can you look at and know that his name anagrams to Sir
Nick Richards?
Yes, Sir Dick Ranch. There you go. That's what I did for you because I love you.
See how much better it was when I wrote things down?
You're right. And
You're right.
You're right. Okay.
I need to see the letters.
Okay, I got it. Well, that is OWC, and as in the,
Sir Dick Ranch.
Sir Dick Ranch, right?
No, we have to call him that now.
And no anus geese, or anus geese, no, however you want to do that. But yes, that's Sir Dick Ranch.
Did you do everyone? You didn't?
I tried Yuki Kawamura.
I was going to say that one would have been fun.
I tried Isaac Okoro. I couldn't get anything good out of those, but I tried and I did the work.
So you tried the two names that sound the most Japanese.
Well. I mean, I tried. They had just a lot of vowels.
I could just see. Isaac Okoro coming from the what is the is it JPL, Japanese Baseball League, or JBL?
The
NPB. The NPB.
Yeah.
Nippon Pro Baseball.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be a guy named Isaac Okoro coming from there. Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know what's considered. Are you culturally appropriating or something? Maybe.
I don't know. It just sounds Japanese.
All right, cool. That is OWC. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Organizations win championships. A Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.